My dear students, Jai Hind. We have completed the first chapter of physical education, that was regarding physical fitness and wellness. We gave a revision to it also, and I also gave you some homework. I think you must have completed that homework. But God knows, it is your conscience which will speak whether you have done or not. If you have done, it's okay. If you have not done, kindly do it. Now, after the first chapter, we will now shift to the second chapter. And before we go to the second chapter, I'll take the attendance as usual. Ayushi Singta, Akanksha, Ankita Changra, Kalpana Sharma, Mokshika, Pavjot, Shakshi, Sapna, Shariba, Shrestha, Sabika Ali, Swati Bhardwaj, Amarpreet, Himanshu Saini, Manish Kumar, Nitesh Dubey, Saurabh Rana, Sushant, Lakhan Nilesh, Lakhan Nilesh and Himanshu Saini, they kindly give your mobile numbers. I don't have your mobile numbers. Please give your mobile numbers if you are listening to this topic. After this, we will be coming to the topic about the training. But before that, I'll give you 1 minute to collect your pen, pencil and your notebook as usual. Please collect your notebook and pen, pencil. I think you must have brought your pen and pencil with you now. And we go on to our topic, that is training. First of all, we will discuss about meaning and concept of training. What is training? मेरा ख्याल है आप सबको ही मालूम है. What is training? एक ऐसी प्रोसेस है जो कि हमें अपनानी पड़ती है to train a person for some event or activity. आपने टीचर बनना है तो जेवीटी ट्रेनिंग है, बीएड ट्रेनिंग है. आपने कारपेंटर बनना है तो कारपेंटर की ट्रेनिंग है, आईआईटी करनी पड़ती है. इंजीनियर बनना है तो इंजीनियरिंग की ट्रेनिंग करनी पड़ती है. डॉक्टर बनना है तो मेडिकल की ट्रेनिंग करनी पड़ती है. सिमिलरली हियर आल्सो इन स्पोर्ट्स also you will have to do some training. Only then you can be a good sportsman. So the training is a process of preparing a person for any event or activity. For any event or activity, we want to prepare a person, maybe sports, maybe athletics, or maybe some other field, maybe some other area. Then the process of preparing a person for this event or for activity, it is called training. Training nowadays it has taken some other meaning also. If it is a sports training particularly, then it is not just a term training, but it is an important subject. It is now the physical, technical, intellectual, psychological, and moral preparation of an athlete or of a player. Physical training also, technical training also, intellectual training also, psychological training also, and moral training also, it should be given to the athlete. We can say that sports training is the overall scientific and systematic way of preparation of a sports person for the higher level of sports performance. I told you on that day also, we should go to the higher level of performance, not simply playing. That is enjoyment only. If you want to be a good player, if you want to get good results, then you must go to the higher level of performance. And the method should be scientific and systematic. Only then we can go to the higher level. But after the researches are going on nowadays, and the new researches and procedures, they are coming up, and techniques are being introduced daily to achieve the highest level of performance. Then we have certain definitions of training by Martin. Martin has given a definition. Martin, educationist, he has given a definition, and I told you the definition should be as per his words only. Sports training, you can read here, sports training is a planned and controlled process. Planned process है, controlled process है of achieving a goal. We want to achieve the goal. We want to go to the Olympics. We want to go to the Asiads. It is a goal for us. Goal for that person. Of achieving a goal, ability to act, and for achieving that goal, there should be ability to act, and bringing changes in complex sports. Complex sports means there is a content in the sports, there are methods, and there are organization in the sports, and all these they are called complex sports. So there should be, to bring those changes in the complex sports, the process of achieving a goal and ability to act. It is called training, Martin said. After the Martin, another person, Hardyal Singh, Indian, he also said about the sports training that sports training is a pedagogical process. Pedagogical means concerning pedagogy. We can say teaching or method of teaching and method of training. It is a pedagogical process based on scientific principles and based on scientific principles for aiming a sportsman for higher performance in sports competition. Higher performance is always there. In the sports competition, we should achieve higher level of performance, and for that, sports training is a pedagogical progress, and it is based on scientific principles for aiming a sports person for higher performance in sports competition. According to Medvedev was a Russian educationist. He wrote about it. The definition is there. You can read it. The preparation of sportsman is a multi-sided process. Preparation of a sportsman is not only a uni-sided process, it is a multi-sided process of utilization of the total complex of factors which help in the development of the sportsman and ensure a necessary level of his sports performance ability. What does it mean? The preparation of sportsman is a multi-sided process. बहुत सारी साइड्स उसकी डेवलप करनी पड़ेंगी स्पोर्ट्समैन की, ऑफ यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ टोटल कम्प्लेक्स ऑफ फैक्टर्स, ताकि सारे फैक्टर्स यूटिलाइज हो जाएं, विच विल हेल्प, जो कि क्या होगा, इन द डेवलपमेंट ऑफ द स्पोर्ट्समैन, जिससे स्पोर्ट्समैन डेवलप होगा, एंड एंश्योर ए नेसेसरी लेवल ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स परफॉर्मेंस, और नेसेसरी लेवल वही हायर लेवल ऑफ परफॉर्मेंस मिलेगी, ओनली देन he can be a good sportsman. Good training is only possible if performance is of highest level. Then there are definitions of Dr. Harare, G. Thies, etc. But we will study only these three definitions which are important and which serves our purpose. So from these definitions, we may conclude that sports training is a long-term training program which helps to improve performance of sportsman. स्पोर्ट्समैन की परफॉर्मेंस को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए जो प्रोग्राम है लॉन्ग टर्म है, it is training. It makes a sports person psychologically and physiologically ready. साइकोलॉजिकली भी और फिजियोलॉजिकली भी रेडी कर देता है स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन को टू शो हिज बेस्ट इन स्पोर्ट्स. इट इज ए प्लान्ड प्रोसेस बाय विच ए स्पोर्ट्समैन एक्वायर perfection. Sportsman should acquire a perfection, higher level he should go, only then it is possible. We have some objectives of training. What are the objectives of training? Why the training is being given? There should be some objectives. And the first objective is, you can see here, physical preparation. Physical preparation का मतलब, the training is to develop all the components. आपने components पढ़े हैं पहले, strength, speed, endurance, flexibility, coordination, all are the components. इन components को क्या करना है, डेवलप करना है, ऑल द कंपोनेंट्स को ट्रेनिंग के मेथड से. तो फिजिकल प्रिपरेशन, वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग द प्लेयर फिजिकली टू अडॉप्ट द फ्यूचर कोर्स ऑफ एक्शन, मे बी सम मैच, मे बी सम टूर्नामेंट और वट एवर इट इज. द सेकेंड इज टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन. सेकेंड इज टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन. टेक्निकल प्रिपरेशन का क्या मतलब हुआ, हाउ वी नो अबाउट ऑफेंसिव एंड डिफेंसिव मूव्स. सपोज हॉकी इज देयर, वी शुड नो द डिफेंसिव मूव्स आल्सो एंड ऑफेंसिव मूव्स आल्सो. इट इज सेड दैट ऑफेंस इज द बेस्ट डिफेंस, सो वी शुड ऑल टेक केयर ऑफ इट ड्यूरिंग द ट्रेनिंग. तो अंडर दिस ऑब्जेक्टिव, technical preparation, then technical preparation. In technical preparation, under this objective, the skill of the game should be introduced. And in tactical, third, the offense and defense moves should be planned. How they are planned, it should be told in the training. Then we have periods of training. There are certain periods of training, and the first period is preparation period. Preparation period means before the match, before the some competition, we prepare the player for that tournament or for that match. That is called preparation period. So during this period, what will happen? Physical fitness, skills, and efficiency for competition, they are achieved. This period can be further divided into three parts. First three phases we can say. First phase, second phase, third phase. And in the first phase, in this phase, what we do? We develop the general abilities like strength and endurance. And in the second phase, we develop speed, flexibility, etc. And in the third and the last phase, we develop tactics and strategies to achieve perfection. Strategies and tactics are developed so that we can achieve perfection and we can achieve good results. After that, we have the second objective, second period of training, that is called competition period. Competition period. First was the preparation period, now the competition period. The competition has started. For competition, we should have a separate type of training. In this period, the aim is to achieve the top form. टॉप फॉर्म पर हमने जाना है, उस प्लेयर को ले जाना है. द ट्रेनिंग इज परफॉर्म्ड विद मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी. मैक्सिमम इंटेंसिटी के साथ ट्रेनिंग देनी है सो दैट जब मैच हो रहा हो तो ही मे नॉट गेट टायर्ड, सो दैट द स्पोर्ट्स पर्सन आर मेड रेडी टू फेस द कंपटीशन. दे आर ट्रेन्ड फुल्ली, both technically as well as tactically. Techniques and tactics both are required. Then we have the third period, that is called transition period. Now the competition is over. In the transition period, we will have the recovery period, and you know that in the recovery period we have relaxation, we have rest. Rest is given to the sports person, and he is advised not to be active now, not to have activities of stress and strain. This period makes him fit for future competitions. Now, to avoid overtraining, or we can say overloading, Russian writer Medvedev and Czech writer Tudor Bompa, they further divided these periods into three cycles. One is called microcycle, second is called mesocycle, and the third is called macrocycle. So in the mesocycle, how much training is given? It is 7 days training is there. It lasts for 7 days only. Mesocycle, it lasts for 2 weeks to few months. And macrocycle, it is overall training period of 1 to 3 years. After this, we have principles of training. Now, you have studied the principles of physical fitness and wellness in the last chapter, principles of physical fitness and wellness. Same principles of physical fitness and wellness, they are applied here in the principles of training. And the principle of training, we will discuss all those points again. But only thing is that instead of saying physical fitness and wellness, here we will call training, 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 and training. So the principles of overloading. First principle is principle of overloading. As we have already studied, load of exercise for training, there it was fitness, now we will take training. Load of exercise for training should be increased gradually by increasing the three factors I told you: time, frequency, and intensity. Time means in the initial week or initial month you may work for 1 hour, and in the next week or next month you may work for 1.5 hours. Similarly, about the we can say intensity. Intensity means in the first week you may lift 50 kg weight, in the second week you may lift 70 kg weight, and so on. Similarly, about this was about time, and intensity is similarly about frequency. Frequency means number of attempts. First week the coach may tell about 10 push-ups, and in the second week may tell about 15 push-ups, and third week 20 push-ups, and so on. So this was about the principle of overloading. Now, principle of regularity. There was the principle of regularity in exercise, but here is regularity in training. Training should be regular. We should not stop in between. Otherwise, we will have to start from the same point. So, it should be regular. Regular training should be there. That is called reversibility also. That if we finish the training or take some gap, say 10 days gap, 15 days gap, then we will have to reverse all the training and we will start from the same point. Then there is warming up and cooling down. Before giving training, warming up and cooling down is very necessary. Warming up, what happens when we warm up? Our body temperature is raised a little, and our respiratory system adjusts to bear the load. Our muscles, they become loose. And warming up can be psychological also, and mentally we prepare the player for the tough competition. After the training, giving training for 1 hour and so, we should take rest or cool down. We should cool down. Cool down means we should move slowly and slowly until breathing and pulse rate becomes normal. It is called limbering down also. And the fourth point is about scientific training. I told you on that day also, training should be scientific. Means easy to difficult, we should go simple to complex, and we should go from parts to whole. Same as in fitness and wellness, here we about training also. For example, if we want to play volleyball after the training, first of all, we should do passing, then we should do lifting, then we should do, say, smashing, or we should do diving also. And all these things, they are parts, and the whole will be the whole game of volleyball. The fifth point was about individual differences. Individual differences. Every person is different from the other, depending upon his state of health. Training should be imparted as per his ability or limits. One can say lift only up to 40 kg. Other person may lift up to 50 kg. So one may cover only, say, half a kilometer, and other may cover 2 kilometers. So that depends upon the person. So we must look this into that whether the training can be given for a longer period or for a lesser period. After the individual difference, we have principle of use and disuse. I told you on that day also that some parts of the body they are in regular use and the other parts they are not in so much of use. So what happens? The part which is used daily that becomes strong. So while giving training, this must be taken care of that we should use only those parts which are becoming strong, that they can be used for a good lift or a good hit or a good kick. Then there is safety and prevention. This is very important. Safety. Prevention is better than cure. They say that while giving physical training, we must follow safety measures so that injury is not there. We should maintain the interest of the athlete, because if there is injury, the interest will be lost. In high jump, say, we must use some mat and or a soft pit of sand. So it is very important that we should maintain safety and we should prevent any type of injury to the player. Then we have recovery. Many times this word has come. Recovery means punarbalan. Dobara se we may be fit to do or to face some competition. For that, proper rest must be taken. The player should relax for some time to recover her body from fatigue. Her body should recover for further exercise or further, say, competition. The athlete can sleep for some time and then he may take bath and with warm water she will be active again. Then we have motivation. Motivation is must. Motivation of some kind or other is required for regular training. One should be motivated mentally as well as by giving some awards, prizes, etc. One can be shown some videos of good players so that he may know that what is the why we should play better. Then we have variance or variety. Variance or variety. Variety means we should change the method of training because otherwise one will get bored. The training should be interesting and full of, we can say, recreation, so that the interest of the athlete remains there. We should do some running, we can do some sit-ups, we can do some passing, we can do some service, we can do some hitting, whatever it is. So we should change the style of training. In the first hour, it should be something else. In the second hour, it should be something else. And next day, it should be something else. We should make it interesting. Then we have tolerance. Tolerance, सहन शक्ति जिसे कहते हैं आप. Tolerance for better results. The training or the training program rather, it should be as per the capacity of the person. Some persons, they may be able to make 50 hits, and some other person may not be able to hit only 20 hits in hockey ball. So it should be as per the tolerance of a person. Then the 12th point is taking care of physical advantage. Physical advantage means some persons are more physically fit than the others. One has more strength and the other may not have. The exercise or the training should be planned in a different manner for each type of person. Then we have principle of physical advantage. Physical advantage means some person are more physically fit than others. One has more strength and the other may not have. So we should go according to his strength or according to his physical personality or advantage, we can say. Then 13th point is progression. Progress karna. The intensity and duration of training program should be increased slowly in a progressive manner. That is the principle of progression. The training program should be regular and from simple to complex. And the 14th point is specificity. Specificity means many games and in many sports they require specific development of certain trait. For example, in wrestling, strength is required. In football, dribbling is required. In hockey, wrist action is required. So the training program should be designed according to the desired component. Then the last point is about taking care of age and sex. We should take care of about age and sex also. Training should be given according to that. Veteran